We are delighted that you're here with us today to learn more about the upcoming Faith and Fundraising Conference taking place in the second week of February in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. If you are registered and just here to find out about all the great things that you're going to have the chance to take advantage of, great. And if you are not yet registered, I don't know what you're waiting for, because you're about to learn about a fantastic faith and fundraising conference that we're putting together for this year. And you're not going to want to miss out on that early bird registration discount, which only runs for another couple of weeks. So get yourself registered today and take advantage of that opportunity. It is my privilege to introduce to you our brand new, not so brand new anymore now, Shasta. I guess it's been a couple of months. Seasoned road warrior, new executive director of ACF, Shasta Foy. Shasta, take it away.
Thank you so much. Welcome, everyone. Thank you, Mike, for your very kind introduction. My name is Shasta Foy, and I am honored to step into the role of ACF's executive director. I am a certified association executive, or CAE, and bring 20 years of experience to this incredible organization and a strong leadership background as well across the association management space. I want to first express gratitude. I am grateful for the opportunity to connect with you today and share more about our signature conference, Faith and Fundraising 2025. And not only that, it's my distinct pleasure to illustrate today ACF's vital role as a support system for Christian fundraisers, and to really reinforce the active role ACF plays in fostering collaboration and strategic growth, all in the spirit of shaping faith-based communities. So as many of you know, the Faith and Fundraising Conference is our flagship conference for nonprofit fundraisers, marketing professionals, as well as leadership professionals, folks just like you and just like me, those who are guided by faith. It's a gathering of minds, it's a gathering of hearts, united by a shared commitment to growth, to connection, and success. And not only that, it's a space where we come together to learn from leading experts and from one another. So, as executive director, my vision is to expand our reach, to strengthen partnership, and broaden ACF's influence as we promote ethical fundraising across the Christian sector in pursuit of our mission. And I believe diversity, equity, and inclusion principles are absolutely essential to our growth, to innovation, and to our ability to connect with fundraisers from all walks of life. And it's by embedding DEI principles into everything we do, we ensure that everyone, regardless of denomination or background, thinks of ACF as their professional home. And with that, I'd like to introduce our phenomenal conference planning co-chairs, Christine Safranek, who currently serves on ACF's board of directors, and Roger Dow, who is unable to join us today, but is a former ACF board member and a cherished volunteer leader. So with that, Christine, the floor is yours.
Thanks, Shasta. Hi, everybody. I want to welcome you to this town hall meeting, and I hope to be very soon welcoming you to the ACF conference in Myrtle Beach. I'm not going to take a ton of your time because I really want you to be able to listen to what the chairs of all the various committees have to tell you and have to share with you. But one of the things that I wanted to encourage you is to really seriously contemplate the conference prior, if you haven't already made your airline arrangements, prior to coming. And I'd like you to consider two things. One, we have an amazing lineup for master's classes on Monday. But as some of you know, the Super Bowl is on Sunday. So to accommodate people who might be flying in on a Sunday flight and getting there in time to be able to see the Super Bowl, our hospitality team is arranging for a Super Bowl party, which will be kind of our welcoming, early bird welcoming, but also celebrate the teams and kind of party in the way only Super Bowlers know how to do. And that would be Sunday evening. That would include beverages and a meal and munchies and several screens in a private area that we can all get together. Mike's still pounding that Cleveland Browns, but you know what? After the Packers are looking pretty good. I'm thinking the Packers might be in there. And I'll bring a whole bunch of Packer jerseys if that happens. Anyway, I want to encourage you to think about coming Sunday so you're there in plenty of time. You can get accustomed to the setting, and enjoy some social time with other ACF attendees and members, and then be ready for Monday to kick off and in whatever way you've signed up for a master's class. The other thing that's going to happen on Sunday, and it'll be kind of quiet but interesting, is some of our presenters are going to be doing some research with our group, and it's going to start on Sunday with the people that are there on Sunday. So if you're there on Sunday, you could be part of our research sample group. Secondly, I want you to think about when you go home. We have a full Thursday morning conference. So it's not a wrap up. It's not an end up. It's not, let's just clean up loose ends. It's not, I'm hoping it's not going to be roll your suitcase in, grab a donut, grab a cup of coffee, and go to the airport. We would love you to be there for the entirety of the conference. So I'm going to encourage everyone on the call and those that you talk with and that are in your network to please consider reserving your flight for afternoon, and maybe even possibly stay Thursday night. We do have a competitive rate. If you stay one extra night, they are going to honor the hotel rate. I do know that some of the rooms are limited, so if you are interested in that, talk to John, get your flight early, but please try really hard not to leave for the airport until after we've concluded. We're looking into having some kind of creative airport transportation, and we'll let you know more about that in the weeks to come. But I think we will probably run a few of our own shuttles, so there'll be less Ubering and more shuttle takers, if that means they can stay through the full conference, which should end right around 12:15 on Thursday. I would like to introduce Kendra. And before I do that, I want to let you know that Kendra and the curriculum team has been working really diligently since October and November, and really analyzing and looking at past conferences and current conferences that are not ACF conferences, and what are the qualities of conferences that people are coming back from attending and coming and bringing to their coworkers. And we have reimagined the ACF Faith and Fundraising Conference. And as soon as Kendra starts explaining to you about the curriculum, you're going to see some of that reimagination in play. But we also would like to take the opportunity to ask you if you have ideas or things that you would like to see included in the conference. We're still sculpting and creating and using the colored pencils and in painting what this is going to look like. So I would love to hear from all of you if there are ideas that you do have. So I'm going to let Kendra take it away, and then I can fill in as we progress. Thanks, everybody. Here you are, Kendra.
Thanks, Christine, and hi, everyone. So as Christine mentioned, my name is Kendra Hernandez. I use she, her pronouns, and I am grateful to serve as the curriculum chair for this year's conference. And as Christine mentioned, I'm alongside a spectacular committee that without them, this wouldn't have been made possible. So thank you to all of you. The agenda for this year's conference was just released yesterday, so lucky you. You have some reading material for the holiday season. Just joking. But the curriculum committee for this conference did begin our conversations around how can we break out of our traditional mold? How can we touch on almost every topic that folks are looking for without overwhelming them? How can we craft a conference that not only keeps participants engaged, but leaves them feeling like it was the best conference of the year? Big goals, I know. So, in our desire to reach for the moon, I'd like to say that we've landed amongst the stars. This year, we will be highlighting 8 keynote speakers in formats that we haven't done in the past few years. Monday afternoon, as Christine mentioned, we'll host 2 free master classes, which are in-depth workshop style sessions. And I'm hoping it'll convince you to come a little bit early for the conference, and we will be having that Super Bowl party, so no need to worry about that. We will be offering 4 different slots for breakout sessions, and these are going to be reaching a number of topics. We were very intentional about going for quality over quantity. For those that have attended conferences in the past, there have been like 45 breakout sessions to pick from, and that can be overwhelming. And there might be a million things that you want to go learn about, and maybe there are some topics that are repeated. And so this year we were very intentional on who are we bringing in that are really experts in these fields, and are going to cover the topics that we need in the way that we need them to be covered. And so we have leadership, planned giving, communications, events, data, major gifts, more. So you will see at least 1, if not 2, different options in these different topics throughout the week. And then 2 last pieces I wanted to mention is we are going to have a variety of worship opportunities throughout the conference. And we listen to your desire for more local food options. So the Southern Flair will be coming to the Hilton, and we can't wait. So to highlight our speakers, a few of these faces may look familiar if you've come to Myrtle Beach in the past. We are bringing back Dave Raley in a few capacities this year, including his book launch of The Rise of Sustainable Giving. Jen Shang will also be doing a session on the power of silence, as well as an interactive breakout session that is tying faith and fundraising together at its core. We also have Alan Hudson and Bernard Ross, who will be leading us through an interactive session called the Donor Decision Lab, which everyone in the room will be able to engage throughout the morning. And then in the afternoon, we'll have the option to dive in even further. Or if you're saying, I would like to taste something else for the afternoon, there will be other interactive sessions that afternoon with some key speakers. So it's really a choose your own adventure. The other half of our keynote speakers lineup should look fairly new to returning participants. So Chris Singleton is a former professional baseball player, but also an inspirational speaker around the world. He has rocked stages for Google, Microsoft, Facebook, the Washington Wizards, and now the Association for Christian Fundraising. He will be joining us on the night of our banquet, so you really don't want to miss it. Now, a popular name in the fundraising world is Josh Burkholz with BWF, and he's going to be joining us for a masterclass on Monday, come early, and a keynote on the topic of Christian giving in a changing world, which is something most, if not all of us, can relate to. And then joining us from Gustavus Adolphus, we have Rebecca Bergman, who is a lifelong philanthropist and has served as the college's president for the past 11 years. She will be sharing a keynote about her experiences in driving generosity, as well as being generous herself. And then lastly, we have Derek Brazil, who is a friend of mine, actually, and has been honored as a 30 under 30, a 40 under 40, and one of the 20 global social entrepreneurs selected for the Obama Foundation Fellowship. Derek will be sharing about his experiences of being an entrepreneur, as well as lifting up other entrepreneurs from the ground up. So with that being said, I hope this has gotten you excited for what you will see in February. And if you haven't registered yet, let this be your sign. I do invite you to check out the full agenda at faithandfundraising.org/schedule to learn more about the sessions and the speakers. And then on this next slide, also including those that are on your screen now that might sound interesting, like the ethical dilemma escape room, or you don't need big data, you need the right data, or a session like these. So with that being said, I'd like to pass it over to Heidi Rixman to share more about the conference Beyond Curriculum. Heidi. Heidi, I think you're on mute.
Sorry about that. Totally forgot. I was so excited to welcome everybody for the third year in a row to Myrtle Beach. Again, my name is Heidi Rixman, and I work for Lutheran Services Carolinas right here in the Carolinas. So we're so excited. This is my third year being the committee chair, and we are ready to welcome y'all back if you've been here before. And if it's your first time, you will definitely get that Southern hospitality. So we have a few exciting opportunities to get to meet other members and to share your experiences with each other. The first is, as mentioned before, is the early welcome reception, which is on Sunday evening, and that is going to have a Super Bowl theme. As you can see, I am all ready to go with my Eagles jersey on. Right now, I think we're #1 in this NFC, so might be there. And you'll also have opportunities before the reception to maybe get in a round of golf or some other opportunities. And then on Monday, we are excited for the opportunities to have you help with registration or some other volunteering jobs that we have at the conference. And then Monday evening, we have our launch party, which will be over at the Black Drum Brewery. And that'll be a lot of fun. We'll have some music and we'll have some time to get to socialize and see each other and meet each other again. So we're looking forward to having y'all here. And then the last thing that I'd like to share on the next slide is what to pack to come to South Carolina. So the conference is a business casual attire. Most people will try to dress up a little bit for the banquet on Wednesday evening. You know, South Carolina in February, it could be 70 degrees or it could be 32 degrees. So come with dress appropriately in layers. And there are so many opportunities to be outside at the Kingston resorts. And that also includes some outdoor hot tubs. And of course, we will be right on the beach. So absolutely enjoy the beach while you are there. So with all that said, we look forward to seeing you in 2025 in Myrtle Beach. And I'm going to hand it off to Jamie.
Thank you, Heidi. My name is Jamie Lennon. I have the pleasure of serving the conference as our chair for sponsors and exhibitors, and want to just highlight a few things for you. We have a great slate of sponsors and exhibitors again for this year. I see some of you online here. Shout out to GSB and Maya Partners as well for your continued partnership and support. But we have, since we submitted the slides, we've actually increased the total amount raised from sponsors and exhibitors so far to about 78,000 from 21 sponsors and exhibitors. So we're excited to be able to welcome our partners into that space and hopefully have them help you solve the problems in your own ministries, right? And maybe be able to engage throughout the week. And one highlight I would love to be able to share with you is we have our premier sponsor, Feather, who are going to do the poolside yoga this year, which I believe they did last year, and they're going to be doing again with a bit more intentionality this year. And I use that word with my own intentionality, and hopefully you've heard this throughout the town hall so far. But I think we've been very intentional about how we're presenting this year's conference. You see that from curriculum right through to hospitality. We are anticipating that this is going to be the best conference for faith and fundraising yet, so that we can move forward into a new leadership with Shasta. And we're really appreciative of those sponsors that have already signed on to that ethos, and looking forward to yet a great conference here in Myrtle Beach next year. But we still have plenty of opportunities for sponsors. So if you're on the call and you've registered and you're thinking about maybe you would like to change that registration into an exhibitor, or if you're just checking it out and thinking, is this the place that we want to invest in this year? Hopefully you already heard that the answer should be yes. So I'm going to drop my contact information in the chat, and if you'd like to reach out, please feel free to do so. We'll find a space for you. With that, I have the pleasure to hand off to my colleague, Matthew Leahy.
All right, thank you so much. I'm Matthew Leedy. I am the chair of the recognition committee. And so, of course, we have the great privilege to be able to coordinate one of the real highlights of the conference for everybody, and that is the awards. And so in the coming days, you're going to be receiving an email inviting you to nominate people for the awards. And I just want to encourage everybody to please do that. Your participation is vital for us to be able to have a great, awesome awards given out throughout the conference. Additionally, I also want to highlight that we're going to be doing a special recognition for Lori Brill. She, of course, was so wonderful to our organization while she's the executive director. And so we're going to be doing a special recognition at the conference. And I'm hoping everybody here and others who are going to be either attending or not even attending the conference can participate. Once again, we're going to be sending out an email with some instructions on how you might be able to share your appreciation to Lori. So definitely want to encourage you to look for that email and also to participate so that we can let her know how much we appreciated her service to the organization over the years that she served as executive director. So with that, definitely just want to once again reinforce and encourage everybody to follow up with those upcoming emails so that we can just help to remain engaged with the awards and to be able to bring some real special recognitions to the people that we love as part of ACF coming up at the upcoming conference. So with that, I'm going to pass it back to Christine so that she can be able to continue on with our information here tonight.
So we wanted to share a quote from a former president, chair of the board, Dave First, who's the Associate VP for Global Relationships and Resources with Chorus International and Lutheran World Relief. And it is as on the screen. Great fundraising inspires generosity, and that inspired generosity can solve the biggest problems in the world. There's a lot of problems in the world, and they're pretty big. And I would encourage you to think about ACF as the place that we can come together and collectively bring our faith and our faith traditions into play amongst ourselves and equip ourselves to start to be able to tackle what does that look like? What does it look like to use generosity to solve the biggest problems in the world? And I am extremely blessed to be working with a group of people who are willing to do whatever it takes, actually, to put us into a position to be able to be an organization who's open and embracing risk to begin to look at the issue of solving the biggest problems in the world through the lens that we all work with, which is generosity. I would like to open it to everyone here for some questions and answers. I'm going to put a little plug in. I learned that my colleague, Kendra, is an award-winning musician. I think it's the oboe. And I would like to encourage those of you who have special talents, either as soloists and songstresses or instruments that might be able to be packed and brought with you. If you have a particular interest and talent in something musical, just let Shasta know or let me know. And we have a bunch of ideas of how our members might be able to use those musical talents in unusual ways come February. So I wanted to put that little plug in there. And I know those of you who play tuba and bass and a few of those instruments might have a difficult time traveling with your instruments, but let's see what we can put together. And if it's travelable, let's do it. We had a member band a few years ago. Yes, John, we did. So we have some more ideas that play on that I've never seen at an Aldi ACF conference. So hopefully we're going to have more than a handful of people that bring, and a kazoo counts. I can do bells. I can do bells. Questions and answers, anyone? One of the things that I can tell you from a couple of years ago, they have a fabulous spa on the grounds of the Hilton that you can get that little shuttle, free shuttle. They'll take you there. They'll pick you up. And when I went, I was the only one there. I felt like I was the only one in the spa, and it was fantastic. So I would encourage everybody to maybe take a little pampering time if you're there long enough to do so. Triangle, that works with the bells for sure.
And Christine, I just wanted to let everyone know, feel free to type your question in the chat if you'd like, or you're welcome to come off mute and just ask us anything.
Absolutely. Just jump right in. I hope you're serious, Jonathan, because I would love it if you would bring, cello's my favorite. Yo-Yo Ma. I would love it. I would love it. Lots of people would love it. Shasta?
All right. We either have a shy bunch or we have answered all the questions. Okay, Jeffrey James, thank you for your question. How many people are you expecting? Well, looking back at last year, we were in the high 200s, I believe very close to 300, and we would like to surpass the 300 mark. I would love to see 350 to 400 attendees. So that my targets are pretty aggressive. So please help us and go ahead and register today. Thank you again, Jeffrey, for your question. Annie is asking, are you posting social media and tagging speakers? That is the absolute goal. John Nelson, would you like to speak to that?
Sure. So that's something that we'll try to do. And if like somebody's like a speaker, and they can send us their handle, that always helps so that we don't have to try and find the right person. So thank you.
That'd be great. And Annie, I believe I connected with you on LinkedIn already. You all can find me on LinkedIn at Shasta Foy, and I'll put it in the chat, comma, CAE. Shasta Foy, comma, CAE.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, like, I know I have over 40,000 connections between social media, and a lot are in the Carolinas. So I'm like, if you guys can post, I'll be happy to share if you can tag and whatever, and, make sure you hit that number. So, and exceed it to 500. So.
Absolutely. And we just asked, help us out with our algorithm, you all. When you see these posts come up on LinkedIn, please repost with your comments or just repost them. Like, share them, and comment, and so that we can get the word out and grow this organization. All right. Calvary Church, I am new to the conference. How do we select the breakouts we attend? Or do we just choose that day? John, do you want to talk a little bit about the app, how that will work? And selecting their breakouts?
Yes. So people can see all of the schedule and session information on the app or on the website. And that and that and that includes some details like about the speakers, like, and also their session descriptions. And from there, then you can just go to the sessions that you want on that day.
Thank you for that question. Other questions? Do not be shy. Any questions you have of me as executive director? I look forward to meeting you in person, but if you have any burning questions, just feel free to ask while we're all here.
Couple of other little enticements I'll throw in there while you're thinking of questions or queries. We are going to have, I'm not sure how many, but we're going to be hosting a consultant is in, or the consultant is in, which would be opportunities for people to sign up for 15 minutes of private time with an array of consultants, including almost all of our keynote people. And that is something that's very unusual. We're also going to have something, I'm going to maybe get this a little bit wrong, but an ethical dilemma escape room. We're going to have some escape rooms. And, you know, I talked about really working hard at not being risk averse. This might be one of them. We'll see what that looks like. But it sounds like fun. And a lot of people are doing the escape rooms at restaurants and bars. And so it'll be our ACF version of philanthropic ethical dilemmas escape rooms.
All right, other questions? All right, Amy Smezert, I hope I am pronouncing your name correctly. Will there be worship during the conference? All right, she said she had to step away briefly. She may have missed this part. Christine, would you like to talk about the worship segments? They are still in progress, but we've got some great ideas, and absolutely they'll be integrated throughout the conference, the worship segments.
Yes, definitely a work in progress, but we are going to kick off Monday evening before we go to the Black Drum Brewery. We'll kick it off with an opening worship. We're looking at really having opportunities in a couple of different areas. Worship can be really fun, and it can be very joyous, and it can be boisterous and musical and a lot of clamoring. And it can also be very introspective. So we're looking at opening up with a bang. And then this year we're looking at including some Bible study opportunities, which may be gender specific or maybe around a certain affinity group, but a couple of opportunities for people to choose a scriptural study or a Bible study or some type of study in the daytime when breakout sessions are normally scheduled. So we're going to look at that and see what that looks like. And we're committed to hopefully hosting a bunch of opportunities that people will have some selection on. Again, ideas are very much welcome.
Other questions, thoughts, comments? Have you registered yet? All right. Thank you, Jonathan. Jonathan Conrad has registered. Who else has registered? If you have not, here's how you do it. Go to faithandfundraisingconference.org. And as Mike mentioned earlier, early bird registration ends January the 8th. So we've got a compressed timeline between now and just after the beginning of the year. So go ahead and register, take advantage of this deadline. We are here for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me directly or any of the conference planning team members, subcommittee leads. We are here for you. So I'm looking forward to meeting you in person in Myrtle Beach. Thank you for your participation today, for your presence, and for your energy around faith and fundraising, and for this great organization that we're all a part of, the Association for Christian Fundraising. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon.
Blessings. Holiday
Merry
blessings,
Christmas.
Christmas blessings.
Happy holidays. Take care.